Oh, look at the tilapia now. That's what's busting in there. Now these tilapia are big enough that it's not bass that are pushing them around, right? Or are they pushing them around?
They are pushing them around.
Yeah, okay.
Tilapia are the fastest growing fish in the world is what I'm told. They keep their fry in their mouth.
In their mouth, exactly. They're so prolific because of their spawning habits that it's almost, well, they tried to bring them into North Dakota for fish farming purposes.
Yeah.
And because of their proficiency to reproduce, the Department of Natural Resources kiboshed the whole thing. They were afraid somebody would get their crazy idea and take these things out of the confinement, put them in open water, and they would really annihilate the existing bait forage, you know, the sunfish, perch, things of that nature, because they do protect their young in their mouth.
That's why it's a must to commercial fish the lake down here.
Oh, absolutely.
If you don't take the big ones out, see, in 1 year they get 2 pounds, which is a big one. There's one.
Miss them?
Yeah. In 1 year they get about 2 pounds, which is big, which is about the size of your hand, Bob.
Yeah.
And see, a 10-pounder can't eat that. So that tilapia won't have any predators.
Uh-huh.
And when the bass is on the nest, she's got 50 tilapia sitting around her, and she's on the nest. So she goes after the one, they take the eggs, right?
Yep.
So if you don't take those out, it can kill a lake. Tilapia would overrun the lake.
Just overrun it, yeah.
See, a lot of people think the other way. Once they see the nets in the lake down here in Mexico, and the fishing doesn't produce, they say it's the net, which is not really true. If you don't have the nets, it can kill you.
I had about, must have been about 6, 7 years ago, one of the best bass bites you can imagine. We were having a tough time trying to find fish, right? I started paralleling the nets where the tilapia were in the nets. I started on a crankbait to parallel it, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Largemouth bass sitting there, they're as opportunistic as any. They're sitting there waiting for those tilapia to get out, or they go in and take them out.
And that's the only way the bass get caught in there is when they try and go feed on a tilapia that's stuck in the net.
Yeah.
There you go. He's a nice
there
one.
you go.
He's a nice one.
Yeah. It won't take me long to get a crankbait out.
There we go. Little Lake El Salto bass shot there. Kiss him on the head and put him back to go visit Mama. Take care. These new Shimano TEs are pretty
They are sweet.
Pretty fantastic reels, aren't they?
Yep, they are sweet.
It's the Cadillac of the reels here, boy.
If you're a crankbait fanatic, it's a reel that's made for you.
Smooth.
They did their homework.
That they did.
It's one thing about that company. They don't put anything out there without well thought out the entire process.
Well, they started in the gear business.
That's where they make their proficiency, and that's why their reels are what they are.
Because they know gears.
Their gears are second to none. You know, everybody claims their ball bearing counts and everything. Well, ball bearings are okay, but unless you got the gears to go with it, may as well be fishing with a logging wagon.
You're right.
And they got the gears. I mean, when the Calais first came out, you know, I mean, that thing was just awesome. And then you had round reel fishermen going, hey, you know, I don't like that low profile stuff, you know?
Right.
Out comes the TE. I wouldn't mind Carolina some of this stuff in. While you throw a crank, do you mind?
No, go ahead. Why don't I work the bank and you work the inside?
If we can have him really keep it slow,
Muy despacio. Muy despacio.
then I'll throw a rig in here.
No, más despacio. Despacio, despacio. No más despacio que tú puedes.
He might have to go in and chase this rig a couple of times.
That's what we got to do to catch the big one. That's what we got to do.
That's how Brian got his yesterday. Brian.
They're jumping over there.
Yeah, they're breaking on the top. It's kind of insane that I'd be going to the bottom, but Brian yesterday in 4 casts had a 6, a 7, an 8, and a 9.
Wow.
So there's something to it, you know.
He ended up with a 13 too, didn't he?
Yeah, 13-4.
13-4.
Oh, now that's why I came down here. Look at the size of that fish. Yes. Holy smokes. Huge. Just monstrous. Look at the mouth on that fish. Oh my gosh. That's why we came down here. Trophy of a lifetime right there, guys. Holy smokes. Same bait I've been throwing all day. Look at that. Oh. Look at the size of this fish. That is just huge.
Hey, 4 pounds.
Well?
Yes.
Yes. Is it a big one? Oh, yeah, Tony. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tony, look at that. Oh my God. Look at that fish.